right, so head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell. What's the biggest challenge that Ben Johnson might be stepping into as far as being a head coach and a play caller?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ben's. Was able to congratulate him when he got the job. Pretty similar from a standpoint of Ben's going to call the plays as he should. He's one of the best in the league at doing that. But it becomes a little bit different challenge when you're trying to run the whole show and you're responsible for everything that goes on within your football team. He's putting together a great staff, so that's obviously going to help. He's got a great personnel front office there with Kevin and Ryan, and so he's got a lot of the infrastructure there that I believe will be helpful. But it is a challenge. It's a task, and I'm sure he'll learn as he goes, and Ben's demonstrated that he's going to be successful. So going to be a challenge in the division for a long time. Yeah.
Pretty star-studded division of coaches between yourself and the Lions and the Packers and Bears now with Ben. What was it like going up head-to-head with him, and what did you see from him from a play-calling perspective? Did you ever pull anything from him?
Oh yeah, no. It's not even a secret anymore. We're all kind of watching each other. I remember getting a text from him about a play. I'd text him about a play, whatever it was. But I'll tell you this: what they did offensively. I know Jared Goff really well. He's a fantastic quarterback. But what they did and just how well it was put together. It's fundamentally sound. It's systematically sound. But it's also the next level now. They're challenging barriers of what people thought could be possible to do with really good players. Ben's fantastic, but it's a challenge. When you're playing against Ben Johnson, it's going to be Brian Flores. I feel like we've got one of the best defensive coordinators in football, and that battle, watching those guys go back and forth schematically, and not even just the great players on the field, but schematically, was impressive to watch.
Were you worried the Bears were going to come after Brian?
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely was. Brian Flores should be a head coach in the National Football League. I truly believe that. What he's brought to us in Minnesota, coming out of my first year in 2022, what I hoped to bring in Brian Flores, he's not only done that football-wise, he's done that building relationships with the guys. He's done that with my own one-on-one relationship. He's made me a better coach. I feel like we're a dynamic group of coaches that kind of put our team in position to have success, and it's always evolving. He's so smart. He's so in-depth with where the league is going week in and week out. I think Brian Flores, like I said, should be a head coach. It's going to happen, and when somebody gets him, they're going to be very happy they did.
You've been able to get the most out of Justin Jefferson, so I'm curious, how Ben Johnson can do that with Rome Odense.
Yeah, I think the big thing is you always see the multiple motions and shifts and different ways of just trying to apply pressure pre-snap to defenses. When you've got players like Rome Odense, you've got, there's all kinds of skill in Chicago. They've done a good job putting together that group of guys. So Ben's going to be moving people. Nobody's going to line up in the same place twice. The run is going to look like the pass. The pass is going to look like the run. It's going to be constant confusion, and you're going to have to play fundamentally sound football every snap, or Ben Johnson offense will make you look bad.
Somebody in the north is going to play here next year.
Let's go, man.
You're here with Zebra?
Yep. Zebra Technologies. I'm sure the Bears probably using that same technology. It's as cutting edge as it gets for us as coaches to be able to track all the movements of our players, every player, every game. But for us, it's practice as well. I had a healthy football team, and a huge reason to do with that was the relationship and partnership we have with Zebra and their RFID technology. It's everything to me as a coach.
Sweet fleece, too.
Yeah,
thanks so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
There you go, Kevin O'Connell, first class.
Good stuff, guys. That was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
And he, like I said, couldn't have been nicer, but listen to the respect he has, for Ben Johnson. Ben comes in, he takes a few shots at Matt LaFleur, right? Little friendly rivalry shots, but to me,
we're getting a back feed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
To me, it just shows you, hey, yeah, we're taking plays from Ben Johnson. That to me speaks volumes, and we can only hope that Ben Johnson can become the head coach that Kevin O'Connell has so far with the Minnesota Vikings.
Well,
you're Mr. Kevin O'Connell.
I love Kevin O'Connell, and I think that and I've loved Ben Johnson the last few years too. How can you not respect what these guys have done? The thing that I think really stands out about Kevin though is how good of a head coach he's proven to be really, really quick. He won Coach of the Year last night, right?
Yes.
He did, right?
98% certain. I heard the list a million times.
Long story. I went to bed early last night.
all city like the mayor.